Okay, let's talk about writing. And I had to do this in a different video because can be really long and I want these to be short for you guys. So, writing. Here's my philosophy on writing. I get people who agree with me. I get people who disagree with me. Most of the people who agree with me have been homeschooling for a long time and have seen this work. So, the people who don't agree with me might be often are educators and early moms who've never actually tried this. But this has worked for us for all my kids. And I've had three kids who hated writing. You guys like would not. So this worked for us. All right. So the first thing you're going to do are you've got your early writers, right? You've got your littles, the ones who are just learning. Now remember, if they can't grasp a pencil, don't force it. Wait for them to start picking up a pencil and wanting to. If they see you writing, they will want to write. If they never see you writing, they're going to be later writers. So they need to be seeing you journaling in a journal to want to start to do it. Now, remember, every single one of these topics, your kids are never going to want to learn if they don't see you doing it. You've got to be able to do it. How? When they pull out the writing, you pull out yours. If you have to work with another kid, you do. But if everybody's working, you can show them that you write too. So journaling in front of your children at any time of the day, very, very important. Now, your eight and unders need to be learning the letters, right? So I've got in here for you. Sorry, let me share the screen here. I have for you inside the program. I've already got for you learn to write letters. So here's your printouts. Just print them out. Hopefully you have a printer. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. When I don't, I just download these PDFs onto my iPad and use them there. But my kids are past this stage. So here are all your letters to be practicing. This is all they have to do for writing for a long, long time because they have a brain, hand-eye coordination happening, and children hit it at different parts of their lives. Some hit it very early at 3 and 4, and some don't hit it till 7 or 8, even 10 sometimes. And so just do this until they get it down. Also, I have in here for cursive letters. So you can go in and I highly recommend teaching cursive. My parents and grandparents write in cursive and write notes to their great grandchildren in cursive, and I want my kids to read those. The Constitution's in cursive. All antique documents are in cursive. So I'm a big fan of reading and writing cursive and teaching my children cursive. I've already got all these letters in here for you. So you can use these. So I work on print. Don't worry, I'll put some more resources in here for you for practice and then working on sentence structure, just practice. And then um, once they can write fluidly in print and cursive, then they graduate into I'm in math, into the practice stage. Now, on the practice stage, I've got several, actually, what I recommend on the practice stage is copying only. Guys, this is not the time for them to start writing creatively because they're still trying to figure out how to put a sentence together. Now, I have never taught grammar, punctuation. I did copy work. So we pulled out scriptures. We pulled out, and always good books. Make sure it's a good book, not crap. Make sure it's a classic. It's a scripture. We did scripture. So I would pull it out and they would have to copy one verse from the Bible and they would write it. They did that for years because they were learning capitalizations. And I would go through and I would nitpick it. You didn't capitalize here like it says here. You didn't put a period like it says here. Make sure you have it all. Make sure your spaces are good. They did that for a very long time while they copy, copy, copy until they start saying, Mom, can I write my own thing? You will see the transition in their brains happen. They will ask you about it. Then you know it's time to get them a journal. Get them a journal. That's when they've moved to the higher level. So you want to get a notebook for level 2 and just have them copy work, copy, copy, copy. When they're older and they can now write on their own, I do have inside this program more writing practices, journal prompts. I will give you the journal prompts, and then I just move to journal writing. Every day they have to journal write, and they have to do, when they first start out, it's one page, and their journals get bigger. This is how my children have turned into journal writers, become really good writers. They correct mine constantly. Some of my children who really struggled now love to write because they were free to write what they wanted to write. And the only thing I required was that I see a date and that it got done. I promise always never to read them. Now, a little story on this. The funny thing about this is we actually found my 19-year-old old journal the other day. We were moving and I pulled out a book Start going through it, and inside is some very bad, ugly handwriting from a child, I don't know how old. And it starts talking about how much he hates mom because mom made him work today, and how he wants to be playing with his friend, but mean mom made me write. But I love her. But I'm mad at her. And he just like let it out. My husband and I were just chuckling. It was so funny. And it's okay to be hated sometimes. But now he's 19 years old and he loves to write. He's like, he literally just fell in love with it at 19. I've been making him do this his whole life, you guys. But now he writes journals and he writes deep work because we did this. So when they're older and they're ready, you just journal write. If they need prompts, give them prompts. If they want to do their own thing, let them do their own thing. The whole point is they are free to write whatever they write as long as they write daily. What you're creating here is an author who builds the habit of daily writing will turn into a storyteller, will turn into an artist, will turn into someone who just writes for a living. So this is how they do that. And even if they never make that a career out of that, to learn to daily write and get your thoughts on paper is one of the best life skills you can give your child. So those are my philosophies on writing. Now, what about like more writing practice? I do give you some of those. Here, I will give you some things we recommend. Now, this is Have Fun Teaching. Have Fun Teaching is something you do have full access to if you are part of my Homeschool Villages resources or co-op programs, or the curriculum or co-op programs. And I do link those to you where there's all kinds of other activities they can do at that stage. You can go in and sign up for that on your own, or you can upgrade my Homeschool Village and have it included in everything that you're doing. Or you can just do your own. Whether it's Teachers Pay Teachers, you have your own ideas, and that's fine. Okay, so that's writing. That's my philosophy on writing. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. And then I will go in and I'm going to explain to you math and how we teach math. Now, remember, we're still just Monday, reading, writing, math. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, reading, writing, math. That's it. And then I'll show you how I do math, how I teach math, and our philosophies on that in the next video.